mountain.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to Natural Bodybuilding Mountain. And today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about heavy versus lightweight and why it's important to not apply the same principles to every single exercise. Now, the biggest mistake I made, or one of the, actually, you know what, I made a lot of mistakes, but one of the big mistakes I made when I was first training is that I assumed that every exercise should be in the same rep range or similar rep ranges. But what I quickly found out was that there were certain exercises that if I went too heavy in them, I just got joint pain or joint issues, no matter how much I changed the technique around the exercise, no matter what I did. And of course, this would lead to frustration and it would start to carry over into my other exercises and start to affect how I experienced those ones as well. So for instance, say I was doing heavy skull crushers and then I started to get elbow pain. What would happen is that when I would go to bench press, obviously that elbow pain would carry over into that, right? But the mistake I'd also make, the second mistake I would make, okay, is that I would then crucify this exercise and say, oh, that exercise is just bad for me, instead of looking at the intensity that I was using. So what I'm going to say is that there are certain exercises that are made for lightweights and certain exercises that are made for light or heavy weights, right? You could start to play around with the intensities up to a certain level. But some exercises have a threshold. And if you go beyond that threshold, as far as you go into intensities that cause you to only do 6 reps or 7 reps on your set, you may start to notice problems. And a primary example of this might be the behind the neck press, or the sissy squat, or the front squat, or even the deadlift, right? A lot of people are married to doing the deadlift in rep ranges of 5 reps, but maybe this is a great exercise for you to do, but maybe sticking to 20 or 25 reps would be better for you if you're getting some sort of lower back issues, right? It doesn't mean that there's no benefit to that. There might be a huge benefit to doing the exercise lighter. So this is where I'm coming to my point, is that there are certain exercises that you may have discarded throughout your training career that might be very good for you. It's just that you were trying to do them with too high of an intensity, and that's what led to the problem. That's what led to injuries or inflammation and so forth. So you might be missing out on some gains by not including these exercises, but doing them light or using higher reps for your exercise, right? Now, I'm not saying that automatically you have to incorporate these exercises which have injured you, but there's a possibility. There is a possibility that you might have been using too heavy a weight, right? So I found skull crushers are an unbelievably great exercise for the triceps, but I had to stick to rep ranges that are 10 reps and higher, right? I couldn't apply that whole 5 rep set thing or 7 reps like I did with bench press or squats and so forth. So once you start to experiment with the exercises this way and don't put them all into the same category, you may find that you get some great results unexpected in certain areas. Now, again, this also applies to something else with range of motion, right? So a mistake I talked about, and I just put up a video on this, is that sometimes when you go into a deep range of motion with a certain exercise, if you use too heavy of a weight, it can injure you. But if you use a lightweight, it can be very rehabilitative, right? And it can also help you access certain muscles or possibly get a little bit of a stretch type approach to an exercise. I mean, I obviously always say not to do this to the extreme, but there can be a bit more of an aggressive range of motion when you're using lighter weights, and this can have a positive effect on the body. But a mistake a lot of people make is that they try to do super heavy weight with extreme range of motion, and then they get injured, and then they say, oh, okay, that range of motion is all bad. Well, not necessarily. And that's really what I'm going to say. It's not necessarily. It is intensity dependent. So this is my main point, is that intensity, the intensity of the weight, how heavy you're lifting, plays a role in how you do things or what exercises you choose. And just because some exercises or ranges of motion are better with lighter weight doesn't make them obsolete or ineffective, you know? So you combine everything like a tapestry and find out the right combination that helps you access the muscles in the best possible way and help you be healthier and feel better. And that's what I got to say about that. Mountain. So yeah, I hope this helped you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters. And yeah, guys, if you want to tune into the podcast is up right now on Patreon. The link is in the description. Check it out. Mountain. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I got a lot of exercise rocks here. See, a lot of exercise rocks for sale. You know, $70,000 per rock. That includes shipping though. See, that's quite a deal. Quite a deal. Mountain.